Hello, my name is Justin Douglas, and I just recently put out a book February 11th entitled The Power of the DM, Free Online Dating Tips for Men. The title is kind of self-explanatory, but I actually wrote this book because a lot of men get put on blast on social media because they try to approach women on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, all of the free social media sites. And they don't really know how to approach women the right way. So from seeing them put on blast a lot with their name not even blocked out or anything like that, and some of the things that they say, that inspired me to write this book, because I've actually been using the power of the DM since the website Black Planet. Back in the day, I know some of y'all might remember that site. That was actually one of the first social media sites that came out, even before they were calling it social media. I was about 17 or 18 at the time, and I started using the free online social media sites to get dates. Since that time, when I went to college, I continued to use Black Planet, and I've used Facebook. Facebook is one of my favorite ones to use. I've used Instagram, I've used Snapchat, I've used Twitter, I've even used YouTube, believe it or not, and been able to get dates from those sites. So I feel like I can teach men how to successfully date online for free. It's called Free Online Dating Tips for Men, because this teaches you how to use the free dating sites to get dates, not the paid sites like Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Black People Meet, eHarmony, Christian Mingle, sites like that. Of course, the tips that I teach will help you be able to get dates easier on those sites, more effectively, but the tips that I'm teaching are so you can be able to get dates for free and ultimately meet the woman of your dreams. And I teach men how to filter through those sites to find that specific woman that's the exact prototype of what you've been looking for. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to read a segment of the book from my favorite chapter, which I think is very, very, very important. Although they do talk about several things in the book, I feel like this particular chapter is very, very, very important. But before I do that, let me go ahead and read to you some of the chapters, what the chapters are called and things like that. Of course, first the book starts out with the preface. Chapter 1 is titled Online Dating Resume, so I can let you know why I have the ability to tell you how to successfully find dates online and ultimately find a woman of your dreams online. Chapter 2 is called Why Pay. Of course, by now you realize that I am not an endorser of paying to find love. Love should be free, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I teach you how to use the free social media sites in order to find these dates, because the same women that's on these paid sites like Tinder, eHarmony, and Plenty of Fish, etc., they're on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twitters and the YouTubes and the Snapchats. You just have to know how to go about finding them. Chapter 3 is titled Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So it tells you how to find women on these particular sites. Chapter 4, after she accepts your friend requests. Chapter 5, after you follow her on Instagram and Twitter. Chapter 6, Facebook groups. You can use Facebook groups to filter to be able to find that specific woman that you want, all the specifics that you need. Actually, my girlfriend currently, I actually found on a Facebook group, and I was very specific as to what I was looking for, and those Facebook groups allow you to be very specific and find the exact type of woman that you're looking for, your perfect fit, if you will. That's what I like to call it. She's definitely my perfect fit. Chapter 7 is called It's a Numbers Game, which some people may frown at. Well, some of the female readers may frown at. But once you read it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It makes a lot of sense. Chapter 8 is called DM Etiquette, because that's why a lot of guys get put on blast, because they don't know how to use DM etiquette or how to approach these women properly so that you can hold their attention online. So the chapter of DM etiquette teaches you how to do that. Chapter 9, my favorite, which I'm going to read an excerpt from today. Focus on her mind, not her looks. That is very important. It will cause you to stand out amongst all of the men that are trying to approach her. Chapter 10, never ask for a picture. My girlfriend actually asked me to write that chapter. And it's a very important chapter because women don't like when you ask them for a picture, especially if you don't hardly know them and you're not in a relationship with them. Chapter 11, presentation. The way you present yourself online is very important. If you don't present yourself well, she gonna just look at your picture and skim over it and ignore you. Chapter 12, finding the one you let get away. Very interesting chapter. Sometimes you may go to different events and you may have either been too shy to talk to that woman, or you might have not been able to have the opportunity to talk to her. You might have been at work and your job may not permit for you to fraternize and try to talk to women and get numbers on the job. So you might be thinking about this person and you want to find them. Well, the chapter 12, finding the one you let it get away, talks about that. How you can find them effectively and begin to get to know them and date them. Chapter 13, out of town. It talks about out of town dating, out of state dating, even out of the country dating. But like I say in my book, do not try this unless you have mastered the other techniques that I talk about previously in the book before you get to that chapter. Because it's very technical, very difficult. It's very challenging to overseas or over state lines, out of the country, or out of state date if you have not got up to par on the other techniques that I'm teaching in this book. But by the time you get to this chapter, if you've been using these techniques, you can be successful in doing that as well. But it's kind of risky, and I kind of talk about a lot of my personal experiences in the book and my fails and my successes. And that chapter is going to be very entertaining to you because I actually kind of failed and succeeded at that out of state, out of country dating. In that chapter, I talk about it in detail, so you don't want to miss that chapter. Chapter 14, I talk about the first date. It's entitled The First Date. Some men may not know how they should be on the first date, how they should dress, how to set that date, you know, how to act like a gentleman and things like that, so that she wants to go on a second date. Because we want you to get that second date. Ultimately, we want this woman to be your wife. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. I feel like that's the goal. That should be the goal with dating anybody. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and spinning your wheels. I know a lot of women will probably agree with me. If you dating just to date, that's pointless. You should be dating to find your wife. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And the last one, of course, is my acknowledgments. So, I would like to read the back of the book, actually, so you can see what the book is, you know, about. This is what people are seeing in stores and things like that, or online when they look at what the book is about and all that kind of stuff. I just told you what the chapters are and gave you some details, but this is what it says on the back. Are you tired of paying for online dating sites? Do you have trouble getting women to reply to your DMs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat? The truth is, men waste hundreds of dollars on online dating sites a year to barely get one date. This can be very depressing, time-consuming, and lonely. The financial solution is to learn how to use free social media sites to successfully meet the woman of your dreams. This book will teach you how to attract the woman of your dreams online. You will learn how to avoid making the mistakes that keep your dream woman from communicating with you when you slide into her DMs. You will learn how to get women to give you their number without you even asking for it. You will learn how to get dates online. You will also learn how to get her to fall in love with you. This book is overflowing with tips that will produce an immediate positive impact on your dating life. Are you ready to meet the woman of your dreams? I met mine, so hopefully you can meet yours. Matter of fact, I met several women who I thought were the women of my dreams based on how they looked through social media. But now I'm sure I've met the woman of my dreams because it's not just about the looks, it's about the inside. It's about their mental. It's about how they think. It's about what they bring to the table. I mean, I could go on and on and on. It's about how they love. It's about their relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that factor in for me personally. You know, so now I feel like I've met somebody like that fits all of that. But I mean, several times in my life, a lot of times in my life, I've been able to meet people that were my type or whatever through this free online dating, and you will be able to do the same. I'm positive with that. If you get this book, it's gonna help you. I tell you everything. I used to joke about writing a book about this because whenever I would talk about the way I'm able to attract women online and stuff like that, or able to get dates from online, guys would just stop and listen. I remember I was at a wedding. I was a groomsman in a wedding one time, and I started talking about it, and all the guys, they just stopped and started listening to me. I was like, I might be on to something. So I decided to write the book, mainly because my girlfriend is an author, and when I saw she wrote a book, I was like, I can write one too. I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. I wrote it not too long after we met. I was inspired by her to go ahead and write books. This won't be my last one, but this is my first one. But even my publisher said, different people on the publishing staff said that it was a great read and a great book, and timely with today what's going on with a lot of the dating, because people not dating on finding somebody in the club or in a store no more. Primarily people finding people online. I mean, it's easy. Everybody in the whole world is at your fingertips. Look at it. Everybody in the whole world literally is at your fingertips because most people are on social media, and you could find them or find the type of person that you would like to date or talk to. So I want to read an excerpt from my favorite chapter of the book. Well, what I think is the most important chapter of the book is focus on her mind, not her looks. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to just give you a little taste. I'm not going to give you the whole chapter or nothing like that because, of course, you probably don't want to sit up there and watch all that anyway. But I'm going to give you the first paragraph. Now, at the beginning of every chapter of the book, I had my editor pull out a quote that stood out to him. And the quote that he put at the beginning of this particular chapter was, take that time to study her profile a bit to find out her likes, desires, dislikes, goals, passions, and interests. That stood out to him when he was reading it. And here's the first chapter of chapter 9, focus on her mind, not her looks. A lot of men begin a conversation with a woman they like by telling her how fine she is. Mistake number 1. Some men begin communication by telling her how beautiful she is. Although this is slightly better and more flattering, it's tied. I would not go this route. It's not as effective as other things. There are much better things to say to a woman that will draw her in. If a woman is in fact beautiful or fine, imagine how many times she hears that or reads that online a day. Her inbox or comments are full of thirsty dudes. You have to be original, man. Think of a unique way to engage in conversation with her. Very attractive women have heard it all. So don't use pickup lines. Be real, genuine, and thoughtful. And I go into some specifics on things that you can say that will keep her attention in that. But let me talk about where you can get the book. Of course, I have hard copies of the book if you're local, if you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, because that's where I live. And I'll be getting more hard copies. But if you're all over the world, the book is available in all of your main places where you buy books. Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. It's available through Kindle and Nook and all that good stuff. And it's also available on my publisher's website, Xlibris.com. You spell Xlibris, Xlibris.com. You can get the book there as well for $14.99 on each of those sites. With the shipping and handling, is going to be a little bit more. As far as an ebook, it's cheaper. It's $3.99 as an ebook. But if you get the hard copy from me at events and things like that, it's going to be $20 because, you know, it costs more to get the hard copies and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so I can make a profit off of it. That's why it's $20 when you get it live. And I'm going to sign it for you, write some notes or whatever, you know, a note to you and all that kind of stuff if you get it, if you get the hard copy from me. If you do want to order a hard copy from me and want me to sign and all that stuff, it's $20 plus the shipping and handling of however much it's going to cost to send it to you wherever you are. Now, I send it to you wherever you are all over the world. We had a young lady from Botswana who wants me to send her a book, and I looked it up. It's pretty expensive to send it out there, but I let her know the price and all that good stuff. And when she sends it, I'm definitely going to sign the book and write a nice note and all that good stuff and then send it off to her. So hopefully I'll hear from you. Here are some places you can connect with me online regarding the book, The Power of the DM, Free Online Dating Tips for Men. I'm on Facebook, The Power of the DM. Look up that page, like it. There's going to be updates about the book and interviews and things like that on there. There's also a group, a Facebook group called Free Online Dating Tips for Men. Please join that group so you can join the discussion there. We can discuss, you know, your dating tips and questions that you may have, fails, successes, share stories, all that good stuff. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm also on Twitter at The Power of the DM, at The Power of the DM straight. I'm also on Instagram as the_power_of_the_DM on Instagram as well. Please like and follow all of those pages to stay in the loop about everything dealing with the book, The Power of the DM, Free Online Dating Tips for Men. I hope to hear from you. I hope to connect with you. Hope you get the book, and I hope you enjoy it.